speaking of abortion, the Supreme Court decision on abortion could come any day now. And as you have no doubt heard, the Biden administration and other cable news channels say violence is almost inevitable, sadly. In fact, violence has already happened, and the group behind it promises more. From May 8th in Madison, Wisconsin, and on 9 other occasions from Olympia, Washington to Hollywood, Florida, quite literally across the country, vandals and firebombers attacked pregnancy centers. Jane's Revenge, that's the name of the group, says more attacks will come. It's political violence. It's terrorism. But you've likely only heard passing references to the attacks in the group. That's because they attack pregnancy centers, which are pro-life groups that offer non-abortion services to pregnant women. Pregnancy centers are controversial. We're going to leave that debate for another time and channel. But we can all agree that if a group attacked a dozen Planned Parenthoods and promised more violence this summer, it would be a front-page news story every day. Eric Erickson is among the first to point that out and joins us now. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate it. Is this just simply the bias of certain liberal media organizations and of the Biden administration? It's not politically convenient to talk about this, so they don't.
Look, I do think there's a level of bias here. You think back to the Kermit Gosnell case, the abortion clinic operator in Philadelphia, that very grisly story there that was making a lot of national press, except in, for example, the Washington Post, which chose to label it a local crime story, where incidentally, some of these incidents have been labeled local crime stories that they haven't covered. If it was a Planned Parenthood clinic, I think it would be very much national news, as it happens to be when there have been pro-life terrorists who have attacked pro-life or Planned Parenthood centers in the past. That they're not talking about this or even investigating it should be troubling to everybody.
Are you going as far as to say the DOJ and the administration is letting these attacks happen?
Well, they haven't really been forcefully condemned by the White House or the DOJ. They say they're looking into it, but as far as anyone knows, there's no investigation right now at the federal level. The investigations are all local level investigations. There was a Planned Parenthood center attacked, I believe it was in Colorado a few years ago. The FBI got involved with it. To my knowledge, the FBI is not yet involved in these attacks on pregnancy centers.
Is this a little bit like, you know, Republicans hate talking about January 6th and do the whataboutism. Democrats hate talking about attacks on pregnancy centers because it makes their side look bad. And various media organizations just sort of follow along to whichever side it is. Obviously, for liberals, seeing this and covering this makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah, it does. Both sides like to think that all the crazy is on the other side. So Republicans don't like to make eye contact with the crazies on January 6th, and progressives don't like to make eye contact with this. And unfortunately, most major media outlets, and kudos to NewsNation for covering this, most major news outlets tend to have a liberal bias, and they haven't really covered this, or that they give it passing lip service, very much like, for example, last time I was on, the New York Times, the Washington Post, USA Today buried the story about the would-be assassin at Brett Kavanaugh's house. They don't like to make contact or eye contact with the crazies on their own side. And the only way you really fix the problem is to engage the crazy on your own side.
Well, and as you rightly point out, there's a difference between, as the New York Times and Washington Post did, cover the assassination attempt on Brett Kavanaugh as a local crime story. Man with gun arrested near justice's home was the headline, versus attempted assassination of Supreme Court justice over abortion case, which is what this was. This is from Jane's Revenge. From here forward, any anti-choice group who closes their doors and stops operating will no longer be a target. But until you do, it's open season, and we know where your operations are. Again, if this was a Planned Parenthood, you'd expect the local police and even the FBI and others to be staked out to try and prevent attacks like this. Larger point, if both sides ignore the crazy on their own side, does that just breed more political violence on both sides?
I actually think it does. I think actually what we're seeing in this country right now is for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It doesn't matter which we say who started it first. So we see it on both sides. And if Republicans don't call it out on their own side, they allow it to fester. Same with Democrats on their side. But both sides kind of have we're better than the other side. We don't really have this. And yet they do. I have for years in my career called it out on my own side, sometimes getting a lot of hate. I've had people show up at my house from allegedly my own political side for doing so. But if you don't police your own side, you either allow the other side to police for you, or the situation spirals out of control.
How do we come back from it? Because you paint a pretty scary picture.
I think you have to have, at some point, both sides recognize at the leadership level of the president of the United States, for example, that you've got to tap down on these things. Look, I'm reminded of the Steve Scalise shooting in 2017. It happened after a lot of very heated rhetoric from a lot of people on the left that James Hodgkinson was inspired to show up and try to gun down Republican members of Congress. Words actually do mean things in this country, and we used to all recognize that. And until we get back to recognizing that, we are headed probably towards some turbulent times. In the 1970s in California, left-wing eco-terrorist groups committed a bombing.
You think about the Weather Underground and others that were from the left. Real quick, as we look at these pictures, it would be very easy for people to say, okay, any vandalism is bad, but spray painting things on sides of walls and breaking a couple of windows is not terrorism in the traditional sense of the word. It's vandalism, that's bad, but may not require the FBI.
Well, yeah, except it's the ongoing pattern. Your broken window today, your thrown paint today becomes arson tomorrow over time. They escalate as long as no one's involved. They spread as long as no one's engaged with it. You are essentially giving license for the expansion and the escalation if you don't treat it now while it's just cans of red paint being thrown at doors.
All right, fair enough. The reason we have you on is because you do call it out on both sides. We appreciate you being here, Eric. Nice to see you as always. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.